Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and sorry coming at you with two Toyota videos today. If you noticed today, if you're a fan of the channel, I ran a video today on how shocked I was and how great the fuel economy I got on the 2022 Toyota Tundra. Reading through the comments, everybody wants to know about this turbocharged wastegate issue. And one comment in particular kind of pissed me off. So let's check this comment first of all. And the comment says, Aviation Media 24 says, and it probably didn't mean this way, it just got on my skin. You notice Tim and TFL Truck is not posting videos about the turbo wastegate issues on this new truck, why, question mark. When the lock didn't work, Tim was all over it. Seems like the YouTubers are doing damage control for Toyota. I'm not doing damage control for Toyota. I've been really clear the issues I don't like with this truck. I have an video coming out about how crappy the steering wheel is. So I'm still a journalist, even though I bought their truck. And I have done a story on this. I just haven't done a video on it. And I'll tell you why, since you asked. So if you go to pickuptrucktalk.com, and I'll link this down below in the comments. I've been linking to the other comments on that video, the fuel economy video. I did a story. I wrote a story, 600 words. I've talked to engineering. I've talked to Toyota PR. I've talked to people who've had the issue. And basically what's happening is there's turbochargers now on the backside of the engine, basically below the dash is kind of an idea where they're located at. And there's a wastegate. This part, I have a quote, basically helps control the exhaust flow around the turbo turbine. It helps control boost pressure for the turbo, okay? And so this part has been failing. The door, I guess, hasn't been opening, or the gate hasn't been opening. And they've had a couple trucks in the shop. Now, it looks really bad for Toyota. There's a photo going around where the guy actually had an actuator issue that people said, oh my God, the new Tundra, the cab is off. And what did this guy do? Holy cow, you took the whole cab off. Well, slow down a little bit. We have one YouTuber who I've seen who has this problem. He's commented on the channel. I've seen his video on it. I've seen 3 or 4 people now on Facebook that have a problem. 3 or 4. And so let's do the math here. I've seen hundreds of posts on Facebook, on forums, people emailing their problems. I've had 4 people with the problem. 4. Now, multiply that by people who don't complain on the forums, right? So my guess is it's between 10 to 20. I've talked to engineering. They won't give me a standard number because they're still working, I don't know, working through it or whatever. They don't want to tell me how many. That's the deal. The Toyota does not want to tell me how many the vehicles are affected. But talking to engineering, talking to the PR, on the phone, off the phone, behind the scenes, this is such a small issue. I feel like, from my vantage point as a journalist, by seeing this, and by covering other issues on GMs and Fords and things I've done over the years, that there's getting so much play on consumers on this issue that's being blown out of the water. I think what's happening is people hate the new turbocharged engine. They want to see Toyota fail because they don't like the truck for whatever reason, and they want the V8 to come back, so any sort of problem they're having with the turbos is going to damage their reputation. They want to know all the problems with that turbo and how they're going to hate the new turbocharged engine. I have 1,500 miles, now 1,600 miles on my truck. I've done no problems. You can go on Facebook and find people with similar situations to me that have more miles. I saw a guy that has 7,500 miles in his truck with no problems. And so we have, in my view, hundreds of people now with this new truck that are putting thousands of miles on it, and I got 4 people I know of that have the wastegate issue. In my view, one person with this problem is one too many, and Toyota needs to solve it, and Toyota's solving it. It's a supplier issue. They're taking the trucks off the cab because you have to take the trucks off the cab to get to those turbos. And I've talked to mechanics who tell me all the time, they're like, you take trucks off the cab all the time. It's easier. It's simple. It's faster for them to do that than it is to crawl around the dash and get in the back of the turbos, get back the engines. I saw a guy, there's a guy on Facebook on the older Tundra forums, Tundra group. On this weekend, he got bored in Vermont, and I think it was Vermont, and took his truck off the cab, off the frame to just do some work on it. He wanted to do the fluid film on the top of the frame because he was bored. That's how easy these cabs are to get off for some people. I don't know those skills, but maybe they do. So this is why I haven't done a story on it, because I have a virtual megaphone, if you want to call it that way, on YouTube. And I don't like that I have this power now because I have all these subscribers and stuff, or power or influence or whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't care for that at all, but I do. And I feel like if I shine a big light in this issue, that's become this compounding massive problem that's going to be all this kind of things. And folks, I'm just not seeing it. I'm not, I I could be wrong. Maybe it's a massive recall issue and hundreds of thousands of trucks will be recalled in 4 or 5 years. But as it stands right now today, on January 17th at 4:04 p.m. Mountain Time, I am just not seeing a massive issue. Now, those people that have the problem, yeah, I'd be pissed if I were them. They're making truck payments on a truck that they can't get the service done on. And the reason they can't get service done on is because whenever a new truck comes out, the parts supplies for that new truck are always a little bit later. And so when you have a problem right out of the gate, getting parts, replacing parts is a problem. And we've been freaking COVID and the shortages. I mean, my God, we got shortages for milk and toilet paper and all sorts of stuff going on. So of course, part shortage is gonna be a problem. But that's why I haven't done a video on this. And I'm doing a video now to answer you guys' questions, keep asking questions. I've had so let's do a recap. I've done no problems with my truck with the turbo charging issues. I've had no wastegate issue. I've only seen 4 people with this problem. I haven't got any emails. I haven't got any quotes, any comments from Toyota's PR or engineering. When I talked to Toyota's PR, you want to know what the answer they gave me? They're like, we think we've seen a few forum posts on that. They keep up with light. They're not seeing the same big issues I was seeing. They're seeing a couple owners have had a problem. And those couple owners went to the dealer, and the dealer's resolving the problem. So that's why it's just not it's a non-issue currently. Could it become an issue? Yeah, and you bet your ass I'll be reporting on it if it becomes an issue. You bet I'll be on the front lines, and I will be sticking a mic in people's faces and getting a straight answer. But as it stands right now, there's just no issue. So sorry to rant at you, but it just kind of gets on my skin that people think that I'm somehow going to help out Toyota for whatever reason. You know what? If they have a turbo wastegate issue and customers are having big problems, then screw them. I'll report the F out of that. I will take them to the woodshed because that's what I'm going to do. All right? Capiche? Capiche? I think that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to probably get a drink now because it kind of frustrates the hell out of me. They call me a lot of things. Call me fat, call me stupid, call me a lot of things, but don't say that I'm going to work for an automaker and I'm part of their marketing team. That makes my skin crawl.